Mhm.
just to catch up to speed. It was a concert they had going, and there was a portal, and literally, like, it looked like hell on stage. People said they felt demons coming into them. People couldn't breathe. 8 people died that night. 2 more have died since then. Over 300 people hospitalized. Like, his shirt literally had people going from death to going into hell. The stage was set up as a portal. It had like a phoenix on fire. All this demonic symbolism. As dead bodies were being literally crowd surfed out of the crowd, he was singing songs over them, saying, yeah. He was saying, like, you guys know what you came for. As people were dying on stage, it was flashing, see you on the other side. So it was blatantly demonic. It wasn't like hidden. It wasn't like conspiracy. It was blatantly demonic. Talk to me about this. Was this a human ritual? Was this a human sacrifice ceremony? How does music play into that witchcraft world, that satanic realm? To your knowledge, coming out of that, what like role does music and stuff play into that?
Well, you got to know when we go to church, we worship, we get into the spirit, right? When we worship, we get into the spirit. We worship, we usher the presence of God into our worship, into our midst, right? We invite the Holy Spirit to come into our midst. We invite the Holy Spirit to come into the presence, so we can enjoy that intimacy with Christ, right? So on the opposite side of the demonic, the music it hypnotizes, it brings an atmosphere of the demonic. So the portal that was up, the gates and portals of demons coming back and forth, looking for the human sacrifice, looking for the tragedy to happen, so they can sacrifice. And this man knew what was going on. Because when I was in the demonic world, the demons would tell me, well, if you don't do this with your daughter, we're going to take her out. So there was things that I had to do in the demonic world in order to please the devil, to keep the rhythm going, to keep my contract going. So this man knew what he was doing. He knew the setup. He knew the stage. He knew the platform. He knew what he was doing. He knew the demons was going to come in and out of that portal. He knew the demons were coming in because they had to come and collect life. They need to collect life. That was the sacrifice of them collecting the life, or whatever the case may be. So they came in, their whole stage was prepared in the spirit, the demonic spirit realm, in order for this tragedy to happen. So because the devil told him, if you don't perform this situation tonight, then you would die, your family would die, and there will be the sacrifice. So either you die or your family die, or other people would die. So he knew what he had to set up. He knew how to set up the stage, the gateways and portals for the demon to come and collect the human sacrifice.
Wow. Now, is this as far as when it comes to like animal sacrifice, human sacrifice, is this for him to climb the ranks? Is this for him to gain favor in the demonic realm?
This is for him to finish the contract that he started, because at every demonic round has a contract and has an expiration date. You see, so you have to keep the contract and keep the expiration date, and you have to stay on track. You have to stay on track. So whatever you sign that contract with, for whatever time you sign that contract, you have to give the devil everything that he agreed. You came in agreement with him on that contract. Now, after the contract is expired, now you have to sign a new contract, because there's new levels that you have to go into, and new sacrifices, and new more expanding yourself to the enemy, showing more allegiance to the devil, because we don't sell the soul to the devil, by the way. There people say, I sold my soul to the devil. No, you sold your allegiance to the devil. You sold time to the devil, because your soul, the title of your soul, Jesus Christ owns the title of your vehicle. He owns the title of your soul. So the point of a man die is the judgment, absent from the body, present to the Lord, not present to the devil. But you sow your allegiance and your right, you're given birthrights. You sow your allegiance to the devil, so you could serve him all the days of your life, like I did. That's what I did. But, thank God for Jesus. In 1999, that was a good year for me. He showed up and set me free. And man, he canceled that contract. And man, so every contract that you make with the devil, the higher you go, a new contract. The more your music goes higher, the higher the contract, the higher everything is at stake, higher sacrificial things you have to do, higher things that you have to gamble with, higher opportunities the devil wants from you. The devil wants to stretch you when he brings you higher, because he wants more from you, because he's giving you more.
Wow. Now, so as far as when people always say, I sold my soul, because there's I'm going to make a video this weekend about it. Another celebrity said they just met with a demon and they sold their soul to him. Now, when demons are coming to people, or the devil, but I think for most people, it's probably demons, and telling the person, if you sell me your soul, I'll give you this. Now, we know you can't sell your soul because it doesn't belong to you, it belongs to God. But are the demons convincing these celebrities that they're actually sold their soul?
Yeah.
Them, like, I can never leave this, to convince them that they can never be saved, never be free. Because I think a lot of these celebrities want to get saved, but then some of them are like, I'm too far gone because I sold my soul to Satan. When in reality, the devil's deceived them into thinking they own their soul. That he owns their soul.
1,000%. Because you see, the Bible says, redeem your time in the days of evil. So you're selling your time to the devil. It's like a timeshare. You're selling your time to the devil. So the devil makes you believe that you sell your soul, because he makes you believe once you sell it, you can't get it back. See, so that's the great deception. You know, the great deception, the devil makes you believe that you can't get back your soul. So now you're indebted to the devil until the day you die, or the day he takes you out, because the devil understands one thing, that he has an expiration date on you. Long as he can't use you, because after he's done with you, he can't use you anymore. He's taking you out. You see the people in Hollywood, they die of stuff that we don't have never. Time. You know, they die they premature death devils up in the Hollywood hills, killing these people, either alcohol, drugs, whatever the case may be. Even the guy from Batman, the guy that did Batman, the guy that did the Joker. Remember the whole Joker thing?
Heath Ledger.
His life was cut short. Why? Because his contract expired, and he didn't want to go. He didn't want to go to the higher level. He had a daughter. He had a daughter that the devil wanted. And he couldn't give her the daughter. He didn't want to give the daughter, so the devil said, "So you have to die." So he took the place.
Wow. And you see a lot of these rappers that have died, these big name rappers that will die, either someone come up and shoot them, and they always have a hit on them. And I'm thinking, how are these celebrities, or they'll die. One guy I think died of a seizure recently, who was a big time rapper. And so these people, you'd say a lot of them, we think, oh, it's just a natural death or somebody, but these are actually demonic contracts being put on them because the devil's pretty much done with them.
You look at Tupac Shakur, right? And I was, when I was in the world, I was a big fan of Tupac Shakur. I was a big fan of Tupac Shakur when I was in the devil worshiping game. You know, I was very intrigued by his music. And you see Biggie Smalls. How could two people in 6 months apart die the same exact way? And there was never ever evidence of who did it or anyone paid for the crime that they did, because the devil knew how to cover the tracks.
Wow, man, it's much deeper than I think people realize. I'm going to go into some of these questions. John, I'm going to shoot them at you, and then we'll roll with it here. First question was, when John was in Santeria, was he aware that he was worshiping the devil? Did Satan appear in disguise, or was it the devil as his true self when you were a devil worshiper?
Well, when I was a devil worshiper, Santeria, I mean, the worship of the saints, that's what they call it, but it's worship of demons and the devil. That's what they call it. Santeria means the worship of saints. I mean, not the worship of saints, worship of demons and the hierarchy all the way to the devil. So basically, you know that where were you at, because when you go to Santeria parties and people get demon possessed, you see something that not even Hollywood can make a movie out of this. That's how demon possessed people get in Santeria, and then they have to take them to a room and do a ceremony that they can remove the principality. Because the Santeria has to do with principalities only, because they shave your head. See, they shave your head in Santeria. When they shave your head in Santeria, they do these demonic symbols on your head. They did it to me. So when the principality comes down, he comes down into the center of your head, takes over your body, and your body can't even resist the power of that demon that's coming down. Now, when you do spiritualism and you do like demon church and you do spiritualism, the demons come from the ground up. So when you go to demon church, you can't wear your shoes, because the demon have to have entry through your feet.
Wow.
So Santeria, people know that they worship the devil. They just can't say nothing, because if you say something, you expose yourself, or you expose the contract, you expose what you're involved with. The devil wants you to play nice. The devil wants you to recruit people. The devil wants you to introduce people to the Santeria, spiritualism, tarot card reading. The devil wants you, because you have to recruit people. You mandatory have to recruit people to the dark side. So the devil, if you say anything out of the realms of what you're supposed to say, the devil will take you out.
Wow. And so when you were meeting with him, was it always the same, or was he disguised himself? Was he different looking? Or was
different facets of the devil, different facets, depending on the night you met with him, depending on the contract, depending on the opportunity, depending on the assignment or the mission he had for you. My mission was to go out to clubs and look for Christians. That was my mission, to go out to clubs and look for Christians, because the Christians are hanging out in the clubs, and they were the gateway, mouth gate, ear gate was going crazy for them. Because one time I remember I met a Christian. He said, "Well, I just come here. I drink Porter spring water." I said, "What do you do with the music? They're going into your ears." I said, "What do you do with your eyes? That the girls are walking half naked. What do you do with those?" So you're opening gateways and portals in your spirit, and the devil already got you, and you don't even know it.
Wow, man, that's deep. Here's the next one. How are witches and warlocks affected when their spells and curses are broken or backfire them? Can a spell backfire on a witch or warlock when they try to attack true believers?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, how many time, how many time a demonic, warlock, wizard, root workers, whatever they will call themselves, put witchcraft on me. I send it back to the sender. I send it back with the authority of the Holy Spirit. Burn their altars down. Even physically, their altars had caught on fire, or even they got hit so hard by their own witchcraft that they had lost their minds, because it's a spiritual warfare fight. And whatever, a true believer, the devil can hit you with something because the devil has power, but a true believer, he has no authority over you, so he can't control you and manipulate you, because there's no authority over you. Look at Job. What did the Lord say? You can do this, you can do that to Job, but you have no authority to take his life.
So there's a limit to what they can try to do.
There's a limit what they can do, but again, we have to fight back. They hit, we hit back. I mean, we love the person, we want the person to get saved, but I gotta let that person know that my arsenal is way bigger than yours, baby. So you better check yourself before you send something in my house.